Ülestõusmine as PÖFF. Yeah, here we are again. Thank you for being here or there or wherever you are watching us online. And we go with the second film that we are premiering today in our first feature competition. It's the film Resurrection that we're gonna screen at 9 at Solaris. And we also have a wide representation of the film here. We're really happy about that, as we have the filmmaker and the main actors here. Let's try to say the names because I'm not really used to talking Flemish. So we have here Kristof Hoornaert.
Very good.
Yeah. Johan is Leysen.
More or less, okay.
Not that lazy, but okay. And Gilles de Schryver. Fine. Okay, okay. And well, it's kind of fun because we just introduced Bingo, whose director has a wide background in editing, and also Kristof Hoornaert has been working with few directors also editing. No? You were working with Miroslav Slobodspitsky. It's also difficult to say. In his previous short film before doing The Tribe.
Yeah. Actually, I also did a version of The Tribe as an editor, but it was rejected.
Okay. Okay. You also, but
he's a good friend of mine, and we met at the Berlinale, where we were with our first short films in competition there.
Okay.
And since then, we showed each other our works and commented. And at one point, he showed me a version of Nuclear Waste, and I didn't want to give him feedback. I just re-edited his short film. And then do we have to
repeat
start
it
over?
or no? Okay, that's things of being streaming. That sometimes you forgot the sound. Are we becoming viral because of this? Not yet. Okay, we were discussing that you have some background in edition because you work with this Ukrainian director, but also you mostly have a career based on short films. I remember you were with Empire here in Tallinn and many other festivals.
Yeah.
So you have had this combining point of view as a filmmaker and editor.
Yeah.
How that helped to build up this story?
This story was written before all the short films. Actually,
Wow.
Yeah. I wrote it in 2003. Man. So that's like 14 years ago, and I wrote some other feature scripts as well in that period. But I realized that nobody would give me money for a feature film unless I made a short film first. Mm-hmm. So that's why I did a series of short films before I could get enough confidence to attract producers to finance the bigger stuff. Yeah. But now I have like 3 scripts ready that I just can give to producers and say, let's.
Nice.
What do you think?
Well, no, actually, it's a complex film for being financed, maybe.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
It's not only the style, which is it doesn't seem to be made by a debutant.
Yeah.
I have to say, but also because of the topic. Yeah. Because I mean, if I have to describe the film in a couple of lines, I would say that it's a beautiful, contemplative, and maybe slow path, big reflection about how to make decisions in life, all surrounded by a really nice nature.
Yeah. How do we deal with the cruelty of man and civilization?
Yeah,
and that's set in.
You put
nature.
Both characters in, and pretty sure we're gonna discuss with you about that. You put the characters in a really crucial moment that they have to make hard decisions.
Yeah.
But also you manage to put it in the way that it's the audience who has to decide.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. The cinematographic expression, the images are expressing the ideas behind the narrative, but it's also the rhythm. The rhythm is slow, contemplative, and the reason I did that is because the audience has time to feel and to think and to reflect on what is happening. So
you are leaving space for the audience for developing the story inside them.
I think it's better to give time to the audience so they can participate actively in a film. I know it's not easy because everything is nowadays very closed, and all the answers are normally given away in a script or in a movie. But for me, it was important that when the film is finished, that people think the whole time while they see the film, and afterwards as well. When the film is finished, they are left alone with a lot of questions, and they have to figure out themselves what it all means.
Yeah.
So for me, the catharsis of the film is happening when the film is already over in the bodies of the viewers.
We don't want to reveal a lot of from the story because they have to go and see it.
Yeah, they have to go and see it.
But I have to say that this was one of the points that we we were discussing in the film committee, like not the morality of the story, because it's don't underline any point, but the ethical position that you as an audience has to take, and it put you in a difficult situation.
Well, the film goes against the mainstream thinking of what people would do in such a situation, which is to reject or to put someone who did a bad thing into jail, and then the problem is solved. But I don't believe that is the solution. So
we live in a society that is like rejecting responsibility.
Rejecting responsibility, and the whole civilization is based with subjects that is been thought out in a problem and a solution to that problem. And I don't think it's that simple.
Okay.
It's more complex. It's we should. In my film, it's more about embracing the other one, embracing humanity, if you will. And I know that goes against our reason, probably.
Yeah, and this story and this controversial position are being wonderfully developed by the two actors we have here with us and in the main roles. And Gilles, one day you were living in a isolated house in a wonderful nature, and then one day it seems like you have not seen a lot of people for a long time.
No.
And one day you open the door, and it's that young guy in front of the gate of your house.
Yeah.
So, how you react? How you?
Well, how do I react?
Like this, he reacts like this.
The difficulty and at the same time the beauty of the way Kristof wanted to show things is time. As he just told you, time also for the audience to fill in what's going on in the image and not commenting it and not cutting it away. But that means as an actor that you need to be there. And one of my professors at school told me that acting is thinking, and it's what's going on in the head of the guy. And not commenting it, but just doing it, just thinking it. And then a camera can stay on the face, on his face or on mine, and the audience fills it in. But it's quite difficult. Not to comment, not to start, I'll do it badly, but even if you do it well, just to stay, to watch, to see, and let the camera roll, and then, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, actually, since the first encounter, this surprise meeting in the door, both characters show like really initial trust, but yet maintaining the distance. So it's a kind of thin line that you were keeping almost the whole film until it develops. But how can you arrive to that strange chemistry? Because you were making a lot of rehearsal before. You live for a time in a house alone.
Nothing of the kind.
No. No, I think I think the main work and the most difficult work was Kristof knew, when he gave us the script, he knew exactly what he wanted to see. And I think Johan and I were confronted with the fact that there were a lot of I don't know if it's a spoiler, but I think it's...
well, let's see.
There's very little dialogue in the film, let's say. And one of the biggest challenges of all, I think, is when Kristof really wanted a scene to be about something and to have a certain tension. There were shots where, like, for almost a minute, we had to, like, look into each other's eyes, not say anything, yet fill in and, I mean, fill the space with our heads and with our minds and with our bodies and looking at one another and trying to create a tension between us that wasn't, like Johan says, like a commentary on anything, but was also interesting enough to watch. It sounds a bit mysterious, but if you see the film, you'll know what I'm talking about.
But that's exactly what it is. It's the first thing I want to say is that it's very difficult to reach that simplicity. So you have to rehearse it, and it's a matter of timing as well. So when does the audience get what's going on? How does he has enough time to think about that? But the film is not a narrative film; it's a contemplative film, and it's all about the subtext. What is beneath the surface of what is happening? So, and it's a combination of cinematography and acting. So
yeah, actually, we were joking about the spoilers, but I have to say that it's a film you can enjoy even if you know how it ends. And it's just a journey through nature and human beings. So
and there are some laws in our culture and so laws in film culture that action gives reaction. I slap you in the face back, and then it goes to a climax and end. While here, and that's very bizarre to do, is that there's something very violent happens, and the other guy realizes that this violent thing happened and doesn't react back. He doesn't. There is not. It's about forgiveness. It's about redemption. It's about and that's what attracted me the most in the film. It's a fata morgana, I know, but that if this devilish circle of hitting and being hit back and going on and on and on, like politicians talk nowadays, and Trumps and all of them, even Hollande in France after a terrorist attack, we're at war. So, and it goes on, and it goes on, it goes on. That maybe somebody could say, let's simply stop, guys. Stop it. I don't go into this mechanism. And that's what fascinated me about the script and what I like very much about the film.
Well, the ending is going completely against the vicious circle of this violence, reacting against violence, but it's also something that can't happen for real.
Yeah, maybe it's not only stop, but thinking where we're going with this escalation, no? Like all the time. Yeah, actually, we were discussing a bit before this streaming that maybe we live in a society that people demand everything and want all the rights and they want it all, but not the responsibility that goes tied with that, with those demands. And these films put that debate in the center, right in the middle. And okay, you ask everything to be done by the society who you think you don't belong to, but it's also your duty to take part and to have responsibility.
But the movie is it's of course, this is the main theme of the film, the main, the main theme, but it's much more, it's about much more than that, of course.
Totally.
It's also about nature versus civilization. It's also about, the police that's coming to the house doesn't solve anything. They are powerless, and that's also what I wanted to achieve, to pose questions that you can't really lock something up and then the problem is solved. or you know, it's about it. The film goes against all ideologies. In fact, it's yeah.
Well, we're gonna have the international premiere of the film in few hours at 9, and maybe you want to say goodbye. Like, what is, if you have to say in one line, how to convince the audience, why our audience have to go to the cinema and enjoy your film?
Because it's an audiovisual experience. I know it sounds really crazy, but it's, as Gilles has said, there's not much dialogue. It's mainly a film that is communicated through images and sounds, and it's an experience, and you have to see it in cinema. So
That's for true.
That's it. Yeah. It's not because there's then we close. There's a Dutch poet, a woman poet, and she describes in a little poem that she's going to visit her father, who is in hospital. And she sits next to him, next to his bed, and he doesn't say a word. And she doesn't speak neither. And at the end, she stands up and says, well, this dialogue is easy to resume. And he says, yes, just try. And that's exactly what the film is about. It's not, we're not talking, but there's enormous, there's pages and pages of dialogue, no?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
it's
don't
all
say it.
it's all in your mind and thinking and expressing through images, and that's what's
Well,
the
I think we cannot add anything else to that anecdote. So, dank u wel and enjoy the trip.
Okay.
Aitäh.
Thank you.